All right, looks like everybody's here. Can you hear me okay?
I can.
Okay, great.
Ken?
Very good. We're back on the record now and hearing number 202101968, the matter of the discrimination complaint of James Young versus Amazon.com Services LLC. We are still in the complainant's case, and Mr. Young has indicated that his next witness will be Blake. Can you pronounce your last name for me?
Buttweiler.
And Mr. Buttweiler, if you'd raise your right hand, I'll swear you in for your testimony. Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
If you would state your name for the record, spelling your last name.
Blake, last name Buttweiler, Buttweiler.
And do you work for Amazon.com?
I no longer do. March 6th was my last day.
March 6th of 2024?
Correct.
All right. And Mr. Young, questions for Mr. Buttweiler?
Blake, long time no see. Well, sir, I got a couple questions for you. When you were an area manager, would you describe your activities? Would you describe it that you're in front of, a desk, or that you're moving around, or tell me a typical day in Amazon?
I would say a typical day involves a lot of dealing with people. And it changes from position to position depending on what department you're in. But a lot of it's dealing with people, looking at the laptop to see who you need to talk to, what needs to be addressed as far as feedbacks or engagements. A lot of people centric though.
So and you had mentioned the laptop, so that's pretty key because you're looking at information, who you need to talk to, and the statistics. Correct? How important is that laptop?
As far as the purposes that we use it for, pretty important. But it's just kind of a tool we use. I mean, you can get the numbers from other areas or other people. But as far as making sure you get your day-to-day tasks done, very important.
Okay. So once again, I just want that you're moving around and you're using your laptop, looking and communicating with your staff and stuff like that. Correct? Is that an accurate assessment?
Yes, I'd say so.
Okay. Regarding your training back in Wisconsin, and that our trainer was Ryan Tannenbaum. Tell me about your interactions with him. Were they positive? Were they good? Talk to me about your training interactions with Ryan.
At the time, I definitely felt like got a little bit short end of the stick as far as training went. Just, his first job for me outside of college, and, just a lot of Amazon type lingo that I didn't know about. So wasn't the best, maybe, given that I was going to be on the dock and then he was kind of the two parts combined rather than just the dock. So they're the inbound dock there. So, yeah, not really the greatest.
Now, do you, I'd like to enter into evidence the Mr. Buttweiler's deposition questions. That would be C8, please. Blake, do you actually have a copy of this still?
I do have it. I have it somewhere, I think.
That's okay. Because one of the questions was that did you have any training problems with Ryan? Yeah. So did you have any training problems with Ryan while at the Wisconsin site?
Yeah, I'd say I wish he'd maybe taken me under his wing a little bit more. There are a couple times where it's like, all right, I'm with him. Then I get talking to someone else, and then it's like, oh, shoot, where is he? So, yeah, I guess that piece. But then, as far as once I grew into the role a little bit more, I kind of realized it's like, all right, if I have someone shadowing me, it's a lot harder for me to get my work done too. So kind of see both sides there.
Did Ryan answer all your questions regarding your training and kind of guided you?
I'd say so, to the best of his ability.
Okay, good. I guess that's, I mean, I don't have any further questions. Mr. Bergeria? Or,
Okay,
sorry.
so just for the record, I have marked complainants exhibit C8 as exhibit 18 for today's hearing. And then Attorney Bershnick, do you have questions then for Mr. Buttweiler?
Yes, just very briefly, Ms. Buttweiler, do you believe that Mr. Tannenbaum mistreated Mr. Young in any respect?
I wouldn't say so.
Do you think he effectively treated you both the same?
From what I could tell.
That's all.
Cross-examine, Your Honor.
Hold on for 1 second. Let me just make a notation here of this exhibit. Okay, go ahead, Mr. Young.
Blake, now you had said that you didn't observe anything, but were you with me? Were you with me and Brian all the time and any and all interactions with Ryan? Did you observe all interactions with me and Ryan?
No.
That's all I have to say. No further questions.
And Attorney Bershnick, any follow-up questions for this witness? All right, then, Mr. Buttweiler is excused then from further testimony, is that right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thanks for participating, Mr. Buttweiler. Who's your next witness then, Mr. Young?
That would be
Good.
Matt Chitty.
Sweet.
You can
Matt.
Take care, Blake.
Thank you. Take care.
All right, why don't we take 5 minutes and coordinate with Mr. Chitty, and then we'll resume at 1:35.
Okay.
Looks like everybody's on board. Mr. Chitty, can you hear me okay? Let's try other people. Mr. Young, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, I can.
And Attorney Bershnick.
Yes, I can.
Okay. All right, Mr. Chitty, we're waiting for you to come on board here. Okay, no volume. All right. How about now, Mr. Chitty? Can you hear me? No response here.
Okay, Mr. Chitty. Well, go ahead and try logging back in now.
All right, Mr. Chitty's back. Can you hear me? Mr. Chitty? Mr. Chitty? Oops.
Maybe we could have him possibly call in by phone as an option if the yeah, would work.
Possibly, I guess. Mr. Chitty, say something.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you.
Hey,
I still have no volume. I'm sorry. I'm
Okay,
working through it.
all right.
I apologize for this.
No problem. I can tell you every hearing I have, that's by WebEx, I have some glitch, some technological issue that comes up. And so it's kind of normal for me.
Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
If I can see head nods, but I got no audio.
Okay.
I'm so sorry for this. I know this is eating into the time. Can someone say something?
Yeah, go ahead, Mr. Chitty. Keep working on it, I guess.
No, sir. I still can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Okay. I believe there's a phone number that you might be able to try to call into the hearing, and we could try it that way. Just use the speakerphone function on your phone, for instance. We could try that, I guess.
I'm sending an email right now with that instruction. In case you can't hear us.
This is Meredith. I'm trying to troubleshoot.
So I'm going to go and just use my phone and call in. I can keep the video on unless you tell me no. I'll
Sure.
just do that, and we'll go that way. So I'm calling in right now.
Followed by pound. Enter your attendee ID number, followed by pound. If you do not know your attendee number, press pound to continue.
All right. Can you hear us, Matt?
Yes.
Yes, I can. Can you hear me? I've kind of got feedback here.
Yeah, you probably have to turn off the computer audio. Ken.
Okay. I apologize for that, gentlemen. I'm so sorry for that. I'm ready.
We're getting kind of an echo here. I don't know if that's going to interfere with the examination of the witness. Mr. Chitty, can you say something again?
Yeah, maybe
Yes, sir.
mute yourself on the WebEx on the bottom there.
There we go. How was that? Do I still have
That's
feedback?
good. There you go.
Okay. I apologize
All right.
for that, gentlemen. I'm so sorry.
No problem. Like I said, technology is great unless it doesn't work, and then it isn't. Mr. Chitty, if you'd please raise your right hand, I will swear you in for your testimony. Do you swear to tell the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
And if you'd state your name for the record, spelling your last name.
Matthew Benjamin Chitty, Chitty.
And do you work for Amazon.com Services LLC?
I do.
What is your position there?
I am an operations manager.
And where do you work out of?
I work out of FAR 1 in Fargo, North Dakota.
How long have you worked for Amazon.com Services LLC?
Almost 3 years. My hire date, I believe it was July 26th of 2001.
All right. Mr. Young has called you as a witness in his case. Mr. Young, questions for this witness.
Nice to meet you, Matt. Some quick, simple questions. First of all, do you have a copy of your written deposition questions? Do you still have that? I know it's been a while. Do you still have that?
I do. Yes.
Good. I'd like to enter into evidence at this point. C15, that is Matt's deposition questions. And I'd like to focus on question number 7, if you would, please, sir. And it has to go, I guess I'm.
Am I allowed to bring that up so I can follow along? Is that okay?
Has that already been marked as an exhibit, Mr. Young?
Not yet, Your Honor.
Because for whatever reason, I don't have a C15 in your packet.
There's a C. Can you not have it?
Yeah, it goes from C14 to C17. That's why I wanted to know if we had already marked it as an exhibit.
All right, well, let's see here. Well,
Why don't you go ahead and just submit that after the hearing, and then we'll supplement the hearing record with that. I'll check to see again after, or maybe during a break, to see whether or not that document was among those that you forwarded to my attention. But I don't have it right now. So,
all right, fair enough. If Matt, if you look at number 7, has to do with the question with on Monday, August 23rd, 2021 at 3:54 p.m. Did you state to James Young the following? I know FAR 1 IT has a 15-inch and a 17-inch laptop, so that so the 17-inch should work. Did you send that message to me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, the number 8 question is, how did you come by that information by Fargo that they have a 15-inch and a 17-inch laptop?
Because I was in communications with the FAR 1 IT team and they told me that.
Perfect. Now, on the accommodations that they provided me, which was a much larger monitor and a Ruby, did you know that you were the one that authorizes these accommodations?
That I authorized accommodations.
Correct.
No, it was my understanding that the accommodations team is the one that gave us that, and then we sourced the items.
Correct. Because, yeah, no time you thought that you had the total power to accept or deny, correct?
That's correct. That's correct.
On question number 24, has to do with on Friday, August 27th, 2021 at 11:42, you sent me a message via Chime that John Sabo, who would be the center manager, wanted to see me in his office. And you had stated you weren't sure what the purpose was, but you thought it was about my job application. Is that correct?
Yes.
And the day before, is it correct if I were to apply for different positions, you also, since you are my supervisor, you get copies of those so you can see where I'm applying to, correct?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to this line of questioning. Mr. Young's safety manager position claims have been dismissed and are not relevant to this proceeding. And these questions relate to those job applications?
Mr. Young, is that accurate that this is related to the safety manager position?
Actually, it's not, Your Honor. It has to go with previous testimony where I was supposed to be reprimanded, and this leads to the that I was reprimanded while I was at training for the simple fact that I was applying for other positions. So this lays the foundation with Mr. Sabo denying that there was ever a meeting.
Again, this is related to a safety manager position applications. It's not, there's nothing to do with his accommodation. Or his-
And this, I would have to argue, because one of the questions was I reprimanded while I was at training?
All right. Well, I'm going to allow some limited testimony on this subject. I don't know that it's directly relevant, but he was asked whether or not he was disciplined, and so this apparently goes to that. Mr. Chitty.
I'm sorry, James, with all that, can you just please paraphrase the question? Please?
Not a problem, sir. It goes back to on Friday, August 27th, 2021 at 11:42. Did you send me a message via Chime that John Sabo wanted to see me in his office? And you had also stated in that Chime that not sure what the purpose, but I think it's about the job applications.
Yes.
Okay. Next. In your estimate, how many times did I come to you regarding concerns of not being able to see the laptop and the stuff that's on the laptop?
I don't recall a specific number or quantity, but I would say you had definitely, you know, I knew of the issue plenty of times, but I can't guess and put a number on it. It was definitely clear.
Very fair enough. Very enough, Matt. If you were truly the person who is in charge of accommodation, would you have approved a larger laptop?
Objection calls for speculation.
I'll let the witness respond, Mr. Chitty.
If I made the final decision, yes. But I mean, that's just my personal opinion without going through IT. And I do know that there's IT regulations, and I just can't speak to it, that allows certain types of laptops on the Amazon network. But I would have absolutely agreed to it and gone down that path until someone told me no.
And I understand you would, sir. If there was a larger, at that time I had a 14-inch 14-inch laptop. There, and by your testimony that there was a 15 and a 17-inch laptop that you knew from IT, would you not agree that I should have been given one of those laptops to aid in my job function?
If it was available, put on the network, then yes.
Okay. Regarding the training with Ryan Tannenbaum, did I come to you regarding concerns and how he was training me in yes, let's just go with that. Did I come to you regarding training issues regarding Ryan Tannenbaum?
Yes.
In those concerns, did I express that how he was ignoring me, not answering my questions, and answering questions that I need to for the performance of my job?
I cannot recall like the specific conversation, but you did say on numerous occasions that you didn't think that you were getting the requisite training.
Fair enough. I get it. It's been several years. Did you document this interaction?
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? It's just there's some feedback.
Did you document our communication?
I did not. They were all informal.
Okay. Did you talk to Ryan regarding my concerns?
I do not recall Ryan specifically. I do recall talking to my counterpart, which was Ryan's direct supervisor.
Okay. Did you talk to, all right, you said that you had talked to your counterparts. Did it escalate to higher up that you know of?
I don't know.
Fair enough. I believe that all the questions I have, Mr. Gentleman.
All right, Attorney Percy, questions for this witness.
Thank you, Mr. Chitty. As Mr. Young's direct manager, did you have to approve the accommodations that he ultimately received in the form of the Ruby and the larger monitor?
Well, I didn't approve it. I know I'm on the loop of it, but the approval really went through the accommodations team and the site leadership. And leadership would have kind of a back and forth with the accommodations team, accommodated or not. But
Okay.
I'm kept informed of where things were.
Okay. Let me show you